So lately, I know everyone has been hearing about the Jade situation. It's really sad, too, because he's a rapper I kind of liked. Don't get me wrong, this new punk style he's been doing with Count Up Dracula and Panic is terrible. It's so bad it almost made me lose hope in his music entirely. Anything after Bipolar is straight up garbage. I don't care if y'all Jaydes fans come for me in the comments saying it's actually fire, or that I just don't like punk music. I've heard some of the rock tracks he's posted on Mandy, and while I don't like all of it, there are a few songs I vibe with. Rock music can be great, just not when Jaydes does it. His recent music is awful. Anyway, this video isn't primarily about Jaydes but about his fans. Jaydes' fanbase is pretty diverse. He's experimented with so many sounds that people have their favorite eras. Some love his Evils era, while others are all about Mandy. Personally, I think Ghetto Cupid is the best thing he ever dropped. I don't care if y'all call me New Jin for liking that album. I enjoy his older projects too, but Ghetto Cupid stands out because it's unique while still feeling familiar. That said, I need to talk about the way his fans are responding to this situation. A lot of them are saying things like, "Man, Jaydes was giving us signs this whole time that he'd do something like this. Y'all just weren't paying attention." I don't know about that. I haven't kept up with most of the stuff he's posted on his Mandy page, but from what I've seen, everything up to Bipolar just seemed like him expressing his mental struggles. That doesn't necessarily mean he'd kill someone. As someone who's dealt with depression myself, Jaydes' music often resonated with me and helped me process my struggles. That said, Disassembled Girl on Bipolar is wild. When I re-listened to it, I realized how unsettling it was, so I ended up deleting every Bipolar track off my playlist. That weird, evil, demonic vibe isn't something I want to mess with. And here's another thing. After Ghetto Cupid, Jaydes changed his name to Satan on SoundCloud. That was a big red flag for me. It felt like he was leaning into darker themes in a way he hadn't before. I know artists sometimes experiment with edgy names or aesthetics, but this felt different. Pair that with the shift in his music, and it seemed like he was dealing with darker subjects, both in his art and maybe in his personal life. But let's say Jaydes really was giving signs his whole career that he'd do something like this, or that he was this demonic fiend. If that's the case, why were you listening to him? Isn't that morally questionable, at the very least? It's low-key crazy. Then again, I don't expect much from some Jaydes fans. A lot of them are unironically screaming, "Free Jaydes," even now. On the subreddit, I've seen people saying, "He's been evil. Y'all are just now finding out." But I've mainly listened to his stuff under the Jaydes and Evils names, and I didn't get that vibe from him, not until after Ghetto Cupid. After Ghetto Cupid, something changed. It felt like he started evolving into a more unstable person. For most of his career, I don't think Jaydes was a bad dude, just a misunderstood kid who got caught up in the wrong things. It's sad, but this is how things sometimes turn out. I think all we can do now is learn from this. Don't do drugs, and if you're feeling mentally unwell, seek help or talk to someone. Don't fall into the wrong crowds, and pray for God's guidance to navigate the world. That's all for my thoughts. Have a great day, and God bless.
Yeah.